Hi, I'm Izzi Rainey and I've got Highland and Lincoln Red cattle and I farm in Norfolk at my parents' farm, Batesmoor Farm. So my dad started with Highland cattle in 1989 and he gifted me 3 of the Highlands and he sold the rest of the cattle, and I decided it would be a good idea to take the cows on. And I also introduced Lincoln Reds onto the farm in 2017, and now I run about 65 head of cattle. So it's expanded a little bit in the last 8 years. Before I had the Moocall or the cameras, I'd say I definitely had times when I've turned up at the farm at 5 a.m. and I lost a calf because obviously I had nothing to basically tell me, that anything, especially with heifers. I'd say it's really good with heifers because obviously first time calvers don't always bag up as early. They don't show signs. Well, I find that they don't show signs of calving because obviously with older cows, they bag up quicker. They show signs because they've done it before. They know they sort of segregate themselves. They become twitchy, so it's easier to tell. But I've had a lot of issues with heifers because they just don't show signs that they're going to calve, and literally the next morning that they're there in labour, and they often, sometimes you have more complications with them. So yeah, definitely I've had problems where I've lost calves because I had almost no way of telling until it's too late. So I'd actually come across the Moocall, I'd had a few friends tell me about it. I'd had a previous boss who used to use one. And I think after I'd had one really bad, sort of like a heifer who'd got a calf stuck coming backwards, I did think it was worth the investment, because even if the Moocall saved one calf, I got my money's worth basically. So the process is really easy, and especially because I used to calve all outside, now because it's just getting too wet, I don't. But it is really simple to use, so you don't have to just use it in sheds, you can use it in the field as well. But to get it on, it's really simple. You have a rubber on the Moocall, and because I have 2 quite different breeds of cattle. So Highlands are quite small, Lincoln Reds, they are quite a lot bigger. So I have 2 different rubbers for the 2 different tail sizes, and it's really easy to apply. I mean, some of my cows, they'll just stand there and let me literally just, wrap it around and use the little mini ratchet and put it on. Others I run down a race so that, because it's probably not that comfortable someone fiddling with your tail. But yeah, it's really simple to put on. So the way the Moocall works is it sends notifications to your phone. So there tends to be an initial notification, which is when I suppose the cow's in early stages of labour, and their natural instinct as they become a little bit uncomfortable and labour begins, they swish their tail a lot. So you'll then get a text which says, unusual activity or something like that. But yeah, so you get a first initial text, and then I can't remember what the time period is because I'm about to start calving in 6 weeks, so I haven't used it for a year. But there's a time frame, and it's it's been going for an hour now, so then you're I really need to get there and have a look. So yeah, you get 2 texts throughout the process.